I begged you, Dust. I begged you. I knew. I knew what you had to give to this department. We both knew what you had to do for your duty. And I watched as it chipped away at you. Every day, every injury, every battle won or lost took a piece of you with it. And I begged you to just leave a piece for me. Something that I could take with me when we leave. Something that I could hold on to so we could have a future together.
Yeah. Alright, I'm good.
I love you. I love every part of you. And all I needed was a piece. And you couldn't even leave that with me. Not even a little bit. Two weeks. We had 2 weeks, Dust. I hate you for leaving me. I hate you for leaving me alone here. To pick up the pieces of what you've left behind. Alone. I don't know, everybody says I'm not alone. And objectively, I know I'm not. But you're not here. And I am. I'm in an apartment, surrounded by memories of you. Of things we've built together. Furniture that we bickered over. You're in every piece of my life. But you're not here. And I am suffering for it. God, do I suffer? And if you really loved me, you would say this was all a joke. You'd get up off that table. And you and I could go to warmer, to that castle. You'll be the king. And I'll be your silly little girl. If you really loved me, you wouldn't be gone. I wish for once you had just been selfish, that you had just thought of me, of yourself, of us. But that would be asking you to act completely out of your nature. And as much as I wish it were true, the man that I love was not selfish. I will love you for the rest of my life. And I will never love anyone like I did you. No one has ever been quite as worthy. Your rusty, dusty bones. Gone in his pre-prime. And the world is worse for it. I'm gonna go to our apartment and move everything an inch out of place so that your spirit gets so angry you have to come haunt me and fix it. Because I know that'd piss you off. You and your perfectionism, writing a last will and testament with the precision of someone writing an autopsy for a corpse dust. What is this? No warmth, just straight Don't do it. God, I love you. You stupid man. You've always seemed like you were so cold in the winter time. I just don't want you to stay that way. I'm sorry, did you want to say a few words? I just trying to get out of your way.
Stay here for as long as you need. I'm just here to help.
It just looks cold, you know. I thought my scarf would.
I know. It's all right. We'll take care of him. We'll do it properly.
Yeah. They did a good job cleaning him up. He looks good. If you could put a notice for the department, I would like to hold something on Sunday. We could give him a proper burial. Something small, like we talked about.
Just give me a time and a place,
Of course.
and I'll sort it.
I'll telegram you.
Thank you.
When we were talking about doing a small little service, he had a last will and testament. He said he didn't need a service, nothing grand. But I want to give him a small proper burial. I was thinking of the Three Sisters where he proposed to me. would be nice. Some place where you could watch the sunrise. And anyone in the department that wants to come can be there.
We'll put out the word.
Okay. I would really like it if you both could be there. If you're both free this Sunday. I know it's so close to Christmas.
I'll be there.
Okay.
I was thinking of putting an obituary in the paper.
Yeah. Yes, make it something small and
Formal.
yes, you know how he is. You should
Yeah.
see his last will. Danny can tell you it's very...
I already told her it has the nutritional value of celery.
It's actually very accurate.
I'll give you this here. So you got it. But I'm not giving you anything.
Yeah, nothing here. Thank you. For nothing.
The loving need to stay warm.
Thank you. Did either of you, Gwen, I know you already had lots of time with him. I don't know if you wanted to say anything in this peaceful and quiet moment.
I'll save my words for his service. But I'll step away in case Danny wants to say anything.
I'll give you a moment.
You had to die with that fucking moustache, didn't you? And at that fucking fort. I wonder if you saw the irony in it before you died. That's where it all started for us. Perhaps if I was there again, I could have saved you once more. But I start to question how many times you wish to be. When it happened at the fort the first time, and we argued, and we argued, and we fought, and you yelled at me. You said, "What do you want from me, Danny?" Back then I didn't know. But now I do. I want you to have still been here. That's all I wanted. I'll take care of her. I'll get the funeral sorted. We're gonna bury you someplace nice where you proposed to her. We're gonna do it quiet. Boring like you. And you'll just be another empty chair. Oh, but I'm really gonna miss you. grumpy old fucker. Think you cottoned on before the end? When I laid in this bed and you said to Gwen that he needs you, I hope you did catch on. I hope you knew. There was so much more for me to tell you. Goodbye, old friend. Death is not a thing. It does not count. For I have just slipped into the other room. And you have just become another ghost. Perhaps one day I'll see you again. You might remember this one. I certainly do. Fucker left it in my back. It's yours now. Good night, old chap.
If you think there will be one, anyone is welcome. Anyone at all who wants to come. As long as they don't bring trouble with them. I'll see you on Sunday, Dustin. Don't do anything stupid in the meantime. Aye.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, howdy. Everybody take positions, please.
Heard. Actually, good time.
Can I request Malachi at the front next to Maggie, please?
I think.
Malachi, you wanted at the front.
Ask him.
Yeah, just stay next to Maggie. She hasn't got a
Apologies for
weapon.
the inconvenience. It's just this is a very treacherous journey, and I don't have any weapons on me. At least none
You're
that
quite
are readily
alright.
available.
You do have the entire department here with you, so you should be fine.
It seems like it. I appreciate all of the people that have shown up today. It really means a lot.
Sorry. No, it's alright.
While we're riding, if there's anyone that wants to share any stories, I'm sure we'd all love to hear.
There's one I'd like to mention, I think, one that has always stuck in my mind.
Please, by all means.
During a senior meeting, he was taking notes and talking a lot, and asked for a pause and took a sip of water and made the loudest fucking slurp I've ever heard. Been a bit in my brain ever since.
It's always food related, isn't it?
Yeah.
There was one a very long time ago where me, Caine, and Royal went up to Kota, and it was a long day of patrolling and finding very little, but it was an arduous day. We got to the Kota Tavern, or the saloon, whatever you wish to call it, and they were serving fresh pork and beans. He sat down, ate 3 plates consecutively, and then fell asleep for half an hour, still on duty.
Oh my god. That does sound just like him. I think you had the soul of an old man in a young man's body. His favorite soup is minestrone.
Why does that not surprise me?
Behind. Wolves.
Behind.
Keep going, Maggie.
Yep, everyone
going.
keep going. Let the contingency deal with that.
That's what we have the group for.
Someone got bucked.
Those poor bloody wolves.
I suppose it's a good thing I mentioned where we were going to be going, in case we did get separated.
Ah, they'll catch up. If not, I'll put them through their pursuit training again.
Seems rather fitting to see a group of wolves and a funeral procession for Caine. He always reminded me of them.
Everyone alright back there?
Everybody's okay. Everybody's
Okay.
fine.
I thought about taking a different path this way, up to the Three Sisters. Probably one that was safer. But it seems Danny had everything already planned out, so... But it works. Plus, this is a beautiful way to go.
I'll be honest, the Pathfinder was the one thing that I didn't have planned.
I mean, you had people waiting in Cumberland.
I took a punt.
But, honestly, it's a beautiful, beautiful road, and it is a lovely night. You can actually see some stars.
You know, back in London, it was rare to lose someone on duty. But we did nonetheless. The odd time that we did, we'd be in a tavern. Most of the force, at least the constabulary of those that you were around. And they all knew the words back then. I know not everyone does here, but for the sake of tradition. When I was walking down by the Royal Arsenal, early the morning, though warm was the day, then who should I see but one of my comrades, wrapped up in flannel and cold as the clay. So beat the drum lowly and play the fife slowly, and sound the dead march as you carry me along. Fire your bondukes right over my coffin, for I'm a young trooper cut down in my prime.
He wasn't even in his prime. He was in his pre-prime, as we always used to say.
It's pretty proud.
Tell him that when he had a plate of pork and beans in front of him. He'd cry out, "I'm in my prime," and slam down another bowl.
I used to always... I mean, he's a little bit older than I am, so he rocks. And we used to always joke about the fact that he was just slightly a little bit older. I used to call him an old man and call him his rusty, dusty bones. And he's not even in my prime. You're in your pre-prime, and it just became a joke between the two of us for so long. I think he even mentioned it in his vows at our wedding. That he wanted to be with me in his pre-prime, his prime, and his post-prime, or something like that. Something stupid. I know a lot of you saw him on duty when he was much more serious. But nothing made that man laugh harder than the stupidest joke you've ever heard in your life. It was something small and simple. Could always make him laugh.
What was it?
No, it's just anything that was small and simple. Stupid. I don't have anything in particular.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. Last day I saw him, I was wearing a top hat similar to this. And every time we bumped into another deputy, it started as just me and him on duty that day. And every time we bumped into another deputy, it was, "Oi, Lindsay, show me your hat. Show me your hat." And over and over again.
It was always the smallest, simplest things that brought him joy. I don't know if any of you ever saw it. I think he was much more serious on duty. But he was
I
not
do
an
remember
overly
the look of
complicated-
surprise that he once had. That knife I gave him, it belonged to a man in Saint Denis that was throwing them at us. And he's always been dead serious on duty. You were right, he always had a bit of a stern face. But there was this moment we were sat behind the boxes in the Saint Denis market, and this bloke starts throwing knives at us. Even for our standards, it's a bit rare. We wondered how much cutlery he had, and the knife landed on a box right in front of his nostrils. And I remember seeing the shock on his face, but it was more sort of a surprised, nervous giggle. I think that was the first time I really saw him let his guard down for a moment.
The first time I heard him laugh, I knew I was in trouble. I fell in love with him instantly.
It's always the laugh that gets you, you know.
It always is. It's such a beautiful day. Like I was saying along the way, I think all of you saw a different part of Dust than I did. And he may have been far more serious while on duty. But I want you all to know that he loved the department and everyone in it so deeply. Through sleepless nights and dreams and nightmares he would wake up from, his thoughts were always on the department. Even when it came time to leave, the two of us were going to go start our life outside of the crossing. He was hesitant. It was like asking him to leave behind a child of his. That's what he thought of the department. So just know that maybe perhaps he didn't say anything to all of you in greater words, but just know that he felt it. And I saw it. And this world suffers greatly with him no longer here. But I know that he's touched each and every one of you, and that his memory lives on inside every deputy of this department. And I hope you all work hard to keep his memory alive. But at the end of the day, never forget yourselves or the ones who love you. And fight to go home to them. Because I don't want to see any of you like we see Dust now. And I don't want any of your loved ones to go through the pain of what I have gone through. So please, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Dust wrote a last will shortly before he died. Who knows if he knew in the air that something was coming. It's simple and precise. But he doesn't want anything elaborate or anything that takes too long, that hurts us. Longer than it has to, I suppose. But I won't read the whole thing, but there's some excerpts I want to read. He writes, I wasn't always easy to be around. I confused distance with clarity and discipline with virtue. And that cost people time and warmth they didn't deserve to lose. I see that now. If I cared about you, even quietly, that care was real. I didn't always know how to show it, but it was there. I don't leave instructions on how to live. What I learned came late, and simply that most things don't resolve. But that doesn't make them empty. Moments of connection, no matter how brief or imperfect, are enough to justify the effort. I used to think endurance was the point. But it isn't. Participation is. Keep living, not out of duty or stubbornness, but because being here gives you chances to notice, to help, to change course. Be patient with yourself. Be careful with others. And leave room for the fact that people can improve, even after long periods of getting it wrong. This document is finished when it no longer needs to be read. Signed with clarity and some peace. Dustin Spencer Caine.
Would you like me to go? He goes on in the will to write at some stage that he does not wish for a big procession. He did not want for a large funeral or for his memory to be spoken of over and over again. In his duty and the honour, we have afforded him this, though he deserved far more. I will say a few words, and he'll be laid here to rest, and we are to leave. In normal circumstances, we may have had people come and say their own piece, but Caine did not wish for such. But we can all come together in agreement and understanding that what Caine did wish for in each and every one of us, every day, is strength. So if you wish to honour your dear friend, your sheriff, you will continue down the path that he set you all upon. That is strength, justice, and authority. That is the kindness to know when someone can change. That is what he saw in all of you. And it is what we need now. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the glint in summer on the snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain, the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. And whilst every single one of you stand before me and continue to be whom you are, Caine will never die. For he lives on in every single one of you, in the legacy that he left behind, in his fight, in his grit, in his strength. I thank each and every one of you for coming. If you wish to come up and say your goodbyes to him privately, please do so. But that is all for today.
Goodbye, you grumpy old bastard. Don't worry, there's plenty of other grumpy old bastards to take your place.
I shall bury him when they leave.
I always try to make it my goal to make you laugh. I know we were pretty much the polar opposites, but I always consider us good friends. You're a good man. And, I'll miss you. Just thought we had a bit more time, and, I'll see you on the other side. Rest well, buddy.
For those of you who cannot find the strength or the heart to say anything, I have asked the telegram man to give me copies of any telegrams that were offering condolences, and I will tuck him in his coat before we bury him. So just know that your words are always with him.
I didn't know you for a long time, but I've known you from the start of being in this department. You always told me to relax, and in the moment I couldn't, and I have learned to at least relax, even with everything that is going on. I have learned a lot. I have made mistakes, but I'll continue to make you proud even though you're no longer here. And I just want to thank you for everything. Not just for me, but for everyone you helped. I hope you finally get to rest.
It's been a while, old friend. Sorry that didn't get to see you before you went, but just know you were like a grumpy older brother to me. I think I annoyed you sometimes, but I looked up to you quite a bit. Still do. Caines are gonna live on, alright? So don't fret. We'll miss you.
See what you told me not so long ago about how you'd made no impact and no one cared. Look how fucking wrong you were. Look at all these people whose lives you changed. Thank you for being my stubborn equal. Thank you for letting me rib you relentlessly on all those patrols we ever did. For saying asinine sentences like, I love the newspaper. But always complaining you were in the wrong fucking shoes, no matter what we were doing. I learned a lot of lessons from you, Dust, and I will continue to learn. And I'm sorry so much of our time was wasted. I wish we'd get you in a padded room for the last 2 weeks. But we didn't. And you'd have hated that anyway, wouldn't you? Thank you. Thank you for forgiving me. But most of all, thank you for just fucking existing.
Hey, Max.
Hi, shoot.
Dust. I was just telling Max here about the day she came to me at the Rhodes General Store, and she wanted advice on how to tell you that she loved you for the first time. She wasn't sure if she should say it or just wait for you. And I said, you gotta tell him. And even if he doesn't say it back, I'm sure one day he will. Because you are amazing. Mags, I'll never forget when you first started dating, you would tease him a bit. He said, oh, she's a feeder. He loved eating your meals. He would just sit at his desk and shove his face. And yeah, he did ask me if he gained a little weight. And I was just a deputy. And I looked up to him a lot. And I didn't want to say yes. But I told him, yeah, Sheriff, you're more of a draft horse than anything at all.
Jesus, sure.
And I think I saw a bit of cornbread fall out of his mouth, and he just stared at me, and I just left the office in shame. But I remember then, shortly after the general store, I ran into you two underneath Bard's Crossing. The sun was actually setting, and it was beautiful. And you said he said it. He told you. The happiness that I saw on him that day, and after all the adventures you two went on, I didn't really see that in the office. You know how he was. But I noticed in the past couple of weeks, there was some darkness around him. But all of a sudden, it's like those clouds parted again. He seemed happy and good. And that was thrilling to see. And that was all because of you. I'll never forget him. And I'll always think of you.
You know, we were never especially close, and I regret that deeply. There are also times like today where I am horrific with words. What you might not have known is that I have been a botanist for nearly 20 years. Actually, exactly 20 years. And sometimes I need to let the plants speak for me. There are 3 flowers here. I could tell you all about them, but I'd bore you half to death. Instead, you should know the meaning of them. They all have their uses, of course, but all flowers have meanings. There is a poppy here. That is a icon of remembrance to indicate that you will never be forgotten. And yet the 2 others are a connection between you and Maggie over there. The sunflower is yours. As odd as that might be. Sunflower is cheery, but it really speaks to loyalty. And you are that through and through. And there's a small tulip here for Miss Maggie. That shows her undying devotion and love for you. I feel like you might have liked that, maybe.
I do, Sheriff. You know, I didn't know you as long as most people here. Actually, quite little, to be honest, compared to I think pretty much everybody else here. More than anything, I wanted to just thank you for putting your faith in me. And for whatever reason I don't know, you decided to pick me to come along with you on that final day to that meeting. I don't know why, and well, it's slightly too late to ask. But whatever reason you did, you did it for a reason. You don't seem like a man who just did things by accident. So, thank you for putting your faith in me, and I hope I can repay it 1,000 times over, Sheriff. So, you'll rest well now, and take care.
Oh, Dustin. Thank you for all you've done for this department. And for everyone that you came in contact with, the impact you've had on them, it's more than you'll ever know. You remain, even in your passing, an example to all. And someone that really means to stand for the badge. Thank you for everything that you've done with and without that badge. Rest easy now. May we meet again.
Keep barking, old dog. Ain't gonna be for nothing. I promise you. Say hello to Aura for me. I'm sorry, Maggie.
I'm not gonna lie, Caine. I'm not really here for you. Can't say we got along, but out of all the law that I've ever had to deal with, I had the most respect, I think, for you. But sorry I had to go like that. Sorry about what you left behind. See you later.
Thank you, Beth. Look at all the people that showed up for you. Look at all you've left behind. Even the small piece of yourself that you left for me, I now have to carry alone. And every day that I look at that child, I will see your face, and I will miss you. I would love you for the rest of my life. And no one else. God, I harbor so much anger for you leaving me. But I can't stay angry with you. I hope, wherever you are finally at peace. No more worry. No more sleepless nights. No more furrowing of the brows. No more pain. And I carry with me all of the love that you had. And will continue to do so until the day I finally go up to see you. Until it's finally my time. So goodbye, my love. Where your body may be here, I will always carry you with me. I have to make sure that everything is perfect. Exactly how you would have wanted it. Here lies Dustin Caine, beloved sheriff, adoring husband. The world was a better place having you in it, and it suffers greatly with you gone. Gone before you could see your child born. Goodbye, my love.
This